You're about to hear our midweek leadership talk. And really, we're doing this just to inspire you to be the leader and the influencer that we know God has called you to be. So check this out.
All right. Scott, the other day, Andrew Scott is our campus pastor here at the White Rock campus, and I had a meeting with he and Hannah. This is maybe last week, okay? And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at his hair. Now, he usually has great hair, okay? I cannot talk about hair. I don't have much of it at all. I even think now I have like the old guy bald spot if I actually allowed my hair to grow in. But thank you, honey, for saying I'm handsome. I might be handsome, but I'm bald, okay? But Andrew, you know, usually his hair is just perfect. It's just spot on. On this day, guys, it was not good, okay? I said it to him. I let him know with all the kindness I could, but I let him know. Hannah had gotten to his hair and cut it, okay? And she had cut it around, she had cut it around the sides, and there was like no fade at all. So I love, you know, we love everyone. We love people on the streets. We love people in prison. We love people in the White House. We love people in the poorhouse. It does not matter. But it definitely looked like, you know, this guy is struggling in his life. So we laughed about it. But he's trying to do something new with his hair. So he's in the in-between. And whenever you're in that in-between, it's awkward, it's difficult, it's not where it was, but it's also not where you want it to be yet. And I think this is a reality that a lot of Christians, we don't do well here. We don't do well enough in this spot. Leaders, we don't do well enough in the spot of, I'm not where I was, but I'm not where I'm going to be yet. I'm like stuck in this tension. And the problem is, this is a lot of our spiritual journey. This is a lot of our walk with God. This is a lot of who we've been called to be. And I want us as leaders, everyone who's a part of Shoreline City, I need us to be good here, get great in this spot. Because if you can get great here, I mean, honestly, the mountaintops, you know, we enjoy those. And the valleys, we can get through it. But it's when you're just kind of... I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle here. So I was thinking about this one passage of scripture, a couple actually, in Joshua chapter 2, verse number 8. It says, before the spies lay down for the night, she went up on the roof, this is Rahab, and said to the spies, I know that the Lord has given you this land. I know the Lord has given you. I know the Lord has given you. I know the Lord has given you this land. He's already given it to you. You skip down a little bit further in verse 14, and now the spies are speaking to her, and they say, our lives for your lives, the men answered. If you don't tell what we are doing, we will treat you kindly and faithfully when the Lord gives us the land. Yeah. So the lady says, I know he's given it to you. Yeah. But they say, when he gives it to us. Wow. So it's like, it's ours, but not ours yet.
Ooh, that's good.
It's coming our way, or it's already come our way, but it hasn't like made its way fully to me. Yeah, it's like the inheritance has been given. You know it's coming, but it hasn't like yet been deposited in your account. There's this in between, like I sold the house, but you know, or bought the house, and I'm waiting now for the funding with the bank, and there's this other thing that's going on, but I signed all the papers, but there's something else that needs to happen in order for like the deal to close. And it's that in between that you and I so many times just fall to the wayside and we think God has forgotten us. And my hair, it's not right now. So is everybody laughing at me? And I need us to be really, really strong here. I need us to understand that both of these things can be true at the same time. That you can actually be sick and you are healed.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
True. But both are true. When I was growing up, sometimes the preachers would say, "You're not sick. You're not sick. You're not sick." It's like, no. Yeah, I am. Okay, I've got a 109-degree fever right now. Yeah, I have a cold, but at the same time, I'm healed. You know, it's both of these things are true. It's like I'm fully saved and I'm being saved, both at the same time. Like I'm on my way to heaven. There's no doubt about that. My salvation is secure, but then I'm still like, it's being worked out in me at the same time. And both of these things are true. And if you can't be good with that tension, it will be really hard to be a follower of Jesus, because you'll keep wanting everything to be so clean and perfect and tidy and neat. And it's just not the way it is. I think it's beautiful that when God started with man, he started with dirt.
Wow.
I just think he's saying from the beginning, it's going to be messy. It's
Yeah.
from the beginning, it's just going to be messy. And if you're not okay with the mess, then it's going to be really, really hard for you to stay close to me. But if you can be okay with the mess, I'm telling you, I'll get you where you want to be. So this is my last verse. I'm going to be all done here. Last verse we want to walk through. How do you deal with the in-between awkward hair stage? How do you deal with this tension? Hebrews chapter 6, beginning in verse number 9. Even though we speak like this, dear friends, we are convinced of better things in your case, the things that have to do with salvation. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. We want each of you to show the same diligence to the very end, so that what you hope for may be fully realized. We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised. There's just a couple of words I want to pull on real quick, okay? The word hope, the word faith, the word patience. The word hope, the word faith, the word patience. The word hope, the word faith, the word patience. I mean, if these words could become bedrocks in our souls, I just think we could get through this awkwardness a whole lot better. The hope, the faith, and the patience. It's not like you need these ingredients if you're going to understand. He promised me, but I don't have it yet.
Wow.
But I have it because he promised me.
Yes.
But I don't have it yet. But since he promised, I have it. Okay, it's as good as in the bank. But I can't touch it. But I can see it, you know. I can see it in here. I can see it in here. And this is what the first spies, they missed it. They did not get this when Moses sent out 12 leaders. Okay, these are leaders of leaders. He sent them out, and only 2 of them were able to understand the promise of God. The other 10, they got off of hope, and they got off of faith, and they got off of patience. But these other 2, Caleb and Joshua, they could still see it. I just want us to be those types of leaders. And if we're going to be who God is calling us to be, you got to have this hope. You got to have this faith. You got to have this patience. This is how you inherit the promise. We don't inherit the promise through whining. We don't inherit the promise through complaining. We don't inherit the promise by quitting. That's not how you inherit the promise. Well, I've been waiting too long, God. And honestly, you don't get to set the timetable. I don't get to set the timetable. I wish I did, but I don't. And you don't either. And I don't know why God does what God does with certain people at certain times. I don't know why some are buried and then some are healed on this side of heaven and some are healed on the other side of heaven. I don't totally understand all of that. I don't know why some people get married at 19 and other people at 99. Like, Lord, please bring them into my life, Lord. Bring them into my life. I don't know why. I don't get all of that, but I know with every single one of us, there will be the tension. There will be that awkward hair stage. There will be, it's yours, but it's not yours yet, but it is yours because you said it's yours, but you don't have it yet. All of that's going to be true. But with hope, with faith, with patience, we'll inherit the promises of God. I love you guys so much. That's the type of leaders we're going to be.